How's it going, everybody? This is Craig Bush Rocks. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about some PlayStation 3 games that are pretty common in stores and stuff like that if you're out shopping around and if you're collecting for PS3. I just pulled out just a small stack. There's probably about 100 games I can pull out and just show you, but just to give you an example of just some games that are pretty easy to find. I think one game I was going to pull out that I didn't have in here is infamous games, stuff like that. But if you're new to my channel, I'm going for the complete North American physical PlayStation 3 physical collection, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I'm down to 11 games, I believe, and 11 primary games I need. It's just a few combo packs and stuff like that. But other than that, collecting all these years, games I always see at like disc traders and just random game stores and stuff like that, and they're pretty cheap, just cheap. And if you're going for some PlayStation 3 games, and if you're new to collecting for PlayStation 3, just keep an eye out for these games. I'm just showing one per franchise or something like that because some of these games has got multiple games in there. If you see my thumbnail, I'm going to show you the first game. Wait for my pops to tell me food's ready. It's making some food, mock chicken legs. But other than that, let's get to the video. But yeah, we got Assassin's Creed. These games are so common, it's not funny. But these older Assassin's Creed games are pretty sweet. They're fun, and they're fun to collect. Just trying to get in them all because you find these everywhere because Ubisoft made tons of copies of these games. But if you're into PlayStation 3 like me and collecting for it, that's the same thing with Xbox 360 too. Assassin's Creed. This is one game that you can definitely find all over the place. And heck yeah, do what I do. Make sure you catalog your games. I use CLZ Games apps. There's other game apps out there that are free, but that's the one I use, a paid version. But yep, but pretty cool. Like I said, I'm just showing one. You can just find all these Assassin's Creed games pretty much at a lot of game stores because they're just sitting there. But yeah, that's the first one. Assassin's Creed. Let's go on with one that everybody knows about because they've been around. This one's been around since PlayStation 2. That's God of War games. This is just God of War Ascension. But I run into God of War games every time I go to the store because I always see copies of God of War games just sitting in the shelf. Don't be afraid to go pick one up. This is probably one of the crappy ones, but it's still it's a God of War game. Heck yeah. And you know, I need it for my collection because I'm going for that complete one. So yeah, there's God of War. So keep an eye out for God of War games. God of War 3 Remastered is like everywhere. You can find it all over the place. You might not find it at Goodwill or something like that. Good luck with that one. Where I'm at, the Goodwills are pretty dry, but regular game stores, yeah, God of War. There's a franchise that you can find at least one or two games no matter where you go. It don't matter if it's a disc traders or disc replay or whatever game store you got, you're going to find one of these type of games no matter where you go, and it's a Lego game. This is Lego Marvel, so any Lego game you can find on PlayStation 3, you're gonna at least find one. Go to a pawn shop, you're gonna at least find one Lego game for PlayStation 3 because they made a billion games of this one too, all over the place. So there's tons of Lego games on the PlayStation 3. I mean, a lot. There's more, I believe, more Lego games on PlayStation 3 than PlayStation 5. I don't know, but yeah, there's a ton of Lego games. One of these days, when I get some more of those Lego combo packs, I do another Lego franchise video for PlayStation 3. But pretty cool. Another Ubisoft game. Man, it's like second Ubisoft franchise here. And my first one was Assassin's Creed. We got Far Cry. So yeah, you'll find a lot of Far Cry games, all over the place, at disc traders and stuff like that. And Far Cry 3 is a sweet game. If you don't got no current generation system and you just starting to collect, it's like, I want to collect PlayStation 3. What's it be a good game? I'm holding one of the good games right here. Far Cry 3 itself, yeah. They remastered and re-released this game all over the place. Yeah, I can get it everywhere, but if you want just a PS3 copy, here it is, and they got Far Cry 4 and stuff like that. But yeah, you'll find Far Cry games a dime a dozen. I mean, they're everywhere, and it's not going to cost you an arm and a leg to get this game, and it's a fun game. Really good to get. Awesome. Here's another one. They announced a new version, a new game coming out pretty soon. But if you only got a PlayStation 3 you want to collect for, go find the Borderlands games. This is everywhere. This game's seeing better days. If I really want to, I can just go out to any store and find another awesome version of Borderlands. I should clean off the stickers on this game. But yeah, this is easy one to find. I mean, they made billions of games of this one, and it's a sweet game. I love Borderlands. I think Borderlands is sweet. I remember when I first played Borderlands and trying to get used to the graphic style of it, and boy did I felt it didn't take me long. Boy, I fell in love with it. But pretty sweet game. You'll find them everywhere. How about some launch games for PS3? Believe it or not, you can find this game pretty much all over the place. The Resistance games, there's 3 of them, I believe. Resistance 1, 2, and 3. You're gonna at least find one copy of a Resistance at one of the game stores that you're at. So yeah, they're sweet games for the PlayStation 3. Some early games before trophies came around. You got some Resistance right here. I'm not sure if they patched trophies in this or not. I should try it out, see if they did. But pretty cool. Another game you'll be able to find. It's not a bad game. This one's starting to get easier and easier to find everywhere. It seems like every time I go to any store, when I see leftover games on the shelf that people leave, it seems like I see a copy of one of these games. It's one of the Mass Effect games. Yeah, there's Mass Effects 2 and 3, and they got a trilogy box set that has 1, 2, and 3. So yeah, just keep an eye on them. They're there, and this is probably the best one out of the whole series, Mass Effect 2. So if you see this one, go grab it. But if you can find a trilogy set, it's got all 3 games in it, go get it. It's not that very expensive. You can get it for like $20 if you shop around, but pretty neat. You might even get for $10. But cool. Another 2K game here, and it's Bioshock. Yeah, I see this one everywhere, just everywhere. So if you're looking for some cool PlayStation 3 games, don't go wrong with some Bioshock. The very first one here, pretty awesome. A lot of these games, like I said, like Mass Effect 2 and like this Bioshock, same thing with Xbox 360, they're all over the place. So some of these games come out on Xbox 360, so you can keep an eye on them for that too. But yeah, Bioshock is a really common game. You find it all over the place, and it's good. People look at that as like, man, it must be a terrible game. It's like the only one there. No, it's actually a sweet game. Oh, here's one game I've been tending to find all over the place now, and just randomly just see it just sitting there in shelves and stuff like that. And it's not a very expensive game, but it's a fun game, and that's SSX snowboarding game. Pretty awesome. I'm thinking, if I remember correctly, this got popular on the PlayStation 2 and it got carried over to PlayStation 3. But SSX is a sweet game. But yeah, you'll find this all over the place. This is a pretty sweet common game, and it's a fun game. Just keep that in mind when you're out looking for PS3 games. Oh, Greg Bush Rocks told me to check out SSX. Yeah, check it out. The next 2 games is obviously you're going to find one copy of one of these games anywhere. So I'm going to start off with the first one, a Battlefield game. This is Battlefield 4. Yeah, if they put their games in order, you're going to look at the A's and B's. You're going to see like Assassin's Creeds. And look at B, you're going to see a ton of Battlefields. And you might see about 30 copies of Battlefield 4 just sitting there. It's still a fun game. you know, you can still pick it up. This is still where they got like a nice single player campaign and stuff like that, and pretty sure the online stuff is still going. You can let me know in the comments below. But yeah, Battlefield 4, and yep, you know, Call of Duty. Yeah, you'll find Call of Duty everywhere. There's one I'm missing right now, which seems like I can't buy now. It's a Call of Duty combo pack, and I think it's got Black Ops 1 and 2 on it. I need it for my collection. But other than that, you'll find Call of Duty games everywhere, and not just this one. This is Call of Duty Black Ops 3. Just, yeah, Call of Duty all over. And some of these franchises are still, some of these online stuff is still going today. I mean, you pop in a Call of Duty game, you can still find a match with somebody. Still, people are still playing, but pretty sweet. Well, we're getting towards the bottom here. One games I find all the time is the Fallout game here, Fallout 3. This is the Game of the Year edition one, but a lot of times you just find it's a regular Fallout 3 game. But yeah, pretty common game. You find it all over. Whether or not you find the Game of the Year edition, if you're going to get Fallout 3, that'd be the one to get, the Game of the Year, because it includes all the DLC for it. So just keep that in mind if you're out looking for this game. Just make sure it says Game of the Year. You know, that way you get the DLC. But yeah, Fallout games on PS3, I mean, if they made multiple ones, which I'm pretty sure they did anyways, but yeah, just waking up. But pretty sweet. You find them all over the place. And this particular game right here, I've been finding everywhere. And it's just one right here. The one I got in my hands, Doom 3 BFG edition. Seems like I've been finding this all over the place, just sitting there on the shelf. And this game is probably a $10 game, $7 game all day long, because they made so many copies of it, so they're all over the place. And it's a fun game. I mean, it's a little bit slower paced Doom game, but still, it's a Doom game. It's fun. I mean, I remember when it first came out. I didn't play it on the PS3 originally. I played it on the computer. I got the PS3 copy later. But pretty sweet. This particular one, you'll find this game pretty all over the place. It might not be with the DLC for it, but I got like 3 or 4 different versions of this game. But it's Diablo 3. Just this game in general. Holy crap. You see this game everywhere. It's a pretty common game. It's a fun game. Diablo 3 is great. Boy, they milked this one too. And the last game I'm going to show, there's many more. Like I said, I could pull out hundreds of games that you can find all over the place. I just pulled out a small stack for games. But the last one I'm going to show, you at least see one franchise in this series is Need for Speed. Yeah. This one, you'll find a Need for Speed no matter where you go. They're all over the place. You'll see greatest hits versions. You see normal versions. You see one with just a game only. But Need for Speed games are pretty fun. They're plentiful. You're not gonna not find one. They're all over the place. Ones I ain't got in my hands. Any sports games out there? Yeah, obviously you're gonna find those just looking at it. Sometimes you find a wrestling game, some Tomb Raider games, yeah, Uncharted games, things like that. The Sony franchises that sell, like Infamous, Uncharted, those kind of games. You're gonna find them everywhere. But hey, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you don't like it, give me a thumbs down. Comment down below. What are some common games you see all over the place for PlayStation 3? Even Xbox 360, you can let me know in the comments. You can do any system. You can do Wii U, or you could do Nintendo. Let me know in the comments below. What's a most common game, for people to find that's good to collect for? Something that's not going to break the bank, too. Got to keep that in mind. But, yeah, PlayStation 3. Awesome. But, yeah, X Internet, make sure you subscribe, hit the bell icon, and I will check y'all in the next video. Wow, I made a whole video without Pop saying, food ready. So I'll check you all in the next video. Fun times, everybody. Bye.